The King Lear Development Board meeting is about to begin.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. Know that we have divided in three our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl towards death. We have this hour a constant will to publish our daughters' several dowers, that future strife may be prevented now. The princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals in our youngest daughter's love, long in our court hath made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, since now we will divest us both of rule, interest of territory, cares of state, which of you shall we say doth love us most? That we our largest bounty may extend when nature doth with merit challenge. Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
I love you more than words can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty, beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honour, as much as child e'er loved or father found. A love that makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you.
What shall Cordelia do? Love and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issue, be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife to Cornwall? Speak.
Sir, I am made of the self-same metal that my sister is, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short, that I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, which the most precious square of sense possesses, and find I am alone, felicitate in your dear highness' love.
Then poor Cordelia. And yet not so, since I am sure my love's more richer than my tongue.
To thee, and thine hereditary ever, remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. And now, our joy. Although the last, not least, what can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Huh? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Well, nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am. I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty, according to my bond, nor more nor less.
How, Cordelia? Mend your speech a little, lest it may mar your fortune.
Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honour you. Why have my sisters husbands? if they say they love you all. Haply, when I shall wed, that lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters, to love my father all.
Goes your heart with this, so young and so untender?
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth, then, be thy dower. Here I disclaim all my parental care, propinquity, and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever.
Good my liege.
Peace, Kent. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight! So be my grave, my peace, as here I give her father's heart from her. Goneril and Regan, I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that troop with majesty. Ourself, by monthly course, with reservation of 100 knights by you to be sustained, shall our abode make with you by due terms. Only we still retain the name and all the additions to a king. The sway, revenue, execution of the rest, beloved ones, be yours.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honoured as my king, be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad? Think'st thou that duty shall have dread to speak when power to flattery bows? To plainness honour's bound when majesty stoops to folly? Reserve thy state, and in thy best consideration check this hideous rashness. Thy youngest daughter does not love thee least.
Kent, on thy life, no more.
My life I never held but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies, nor feared to lose it, thy safety being the motive. Revoke thy doom. I'll tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant! On thine allegiance hear me! Since thou hast sought to make us break our vow, which we durst never yet, take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee for provision, and on the 6th to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following thy banished trunk be found in our dominion, the moment is thy death. Away!
Farewell then, king. Sith thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence, and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, that justly think'st, and hast most rightly said. Thus Kent, or princes, bids you all adieu. He'll shape his old course in a country new.
My lord of Burgundy, who with this king hath rivalled for our youngest daughter, what in the least will you require in present dower with her, or cease your quest of love?
Most royal majesty, I crave no more than what your highness offered, nor will you tender less.
When she was dear to us, we did hold her so. But now her price is fallen. Sir, there she stands. Will you, with those infirmities she owes, unfriended, new adopted to our hate, take her or leave her?
Pardon me, royal sir, Election makes not up on such conditions.
Then leave her, sir. For by the power that made me, I tell you all her wealth. For you, great king, I would not from your love make such a stray to match you where I hate.
This is most strange, that she that but even now was most loved, was your best object, most best, most dearest, should within this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous, to dismantle so many folds of favour.
I yet beseech your majesty, if, for I want that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, since what I well intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you make known it is no vicious blot, murder, or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonoured step that hath deprived me of your grace and favour, but even for want of that of which I am richer, a still soliciting eye, and such a tongue as I am glad I have not, though not to have it hath lost me in your liking.
Better thou hadst not been born, than not to have pleased me better.
Royal Lear, give but that portion which yourself proposed, and here I take Cordelia by the hand.
Nothing. I have sworn. I am firm.
I am sorry, then. You have so lost a father that you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy. Since that respects of fortune are his love, I shall not be his wife.
Ah,
Fairest Cordelia, that art most rich, being poor, most choice, forsaken, and most loved, despised, thee and thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it lawful, I take up what's cast away, thy dowerless daughter, king, thrown to our chances, queen of us, of ours, and our fair France. Bid them farewell, Cordelia. Though unkind, thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast her, France. Better be thine. For we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of hers again. Therefore, be gone.
The jewels of our father. With washed eyes, Cordelia leaves you. I know you what you are. And like a sister, am most loath to call your faults as they are named. Use well our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him. But yet, alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. Farewell to you both.
Prescribe not us our duties.
Let your study be to content your lord, who hath received you at fortune's arms. You have obedience scanted, and weather worth the want that you have wanted.
Time shall unfold what plaited cunning hides. Who cover faults at last shame them derides.
Sister, I think our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain. And with you. Next month with us.
You see how full of changes his age is. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he have now cast her off, appears too grossly.
Yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time have been but rash. Then must we look to receive from his age the unruly waywardness that infirm years bring with them. Oh. Let's hit together. We must do something, and in the heat.
Nature art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me? Why, bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, my shape as true as honest madam's issue. Why brand they us with baseness, with bastardy? Base. Base. Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund. As for the legitimate, fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this message speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
Kent, banished thus of the king, gone tonight, subscribed his power. Edmund, how now, what news?
So please your lordship none.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that mobile? What message were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing? Why then the terrible dispatch of it into that pocket? The quality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Let me see.
Pardon me, my lord. It is a message from my brother, which I have not yet all overread, and as far as I have perused, I find it not fit for your overlooking.
Send it to me, sir.
I shall offend, either to detain or to give it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame. Oh.
This policy and reverence of age makes us bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortunes from us till our oldness cannot relish them. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny, who sways not as it hath power, but as it is suffered. Come to me, that of this I may speak more. If our father should sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue for ever, and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar. My son Edgar, had he a hand to write this? When came this to you?
It is his hand, my lord, but, I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Hath he never heretofore sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord. But I have oft heard him maintain it fit that sons at perfect age and fathers declining, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son manage his revenue.
Oh, villain, villain! Go, sir, seek him. I'll apprehend him, abominable villain. Where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. If it shall please you, suspend your indignation against my brother till you can derive from him better testimony of his intent. You shall run a certain course, sir, where, if you proceed against him violently, it shall create a great gap in your honour, and shake to pieces the very heart of his obedience. If your honour judge it meet, I will place you where you shall hear us confer of this, and by an auricular assurance have your satisfaction, and without any further delay than this very evening.
He cannot be such a monster to the father that does so tenderly and entirely love him. Go seek him, Edmund. These late eclipses of sun and moon portend no good to us, yet nature finds itself scourged by the sequent effects. Love calls, friendship falls off, brothers divide. In cities, mutinies. In countries, discord. In palaces, treason. And the bond cracked twixt son and father. This villain of mine comes under the prediction there is son against father. The king falls from bias of nature. There's father against child. And the noble and true-hearted Kent banished. His offence, honesty. 'Tis strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world. That when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeit of our own behaviour, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves and treachers by sephirical predominance, liars, drunkards and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. An admirable evasion of whore-master man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. And pat comes Edgar, like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue is villainous, melancholy, and with a sigh. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions.
How now, Brother Edmund?
Oh.
What serious contemplation are you in?
Oh, well, I am thinking, brother, of a prediction I read about the other day. What should follow these eclipses? Indeed, the effects he writes of succeed unhappily, as of unnaturalness between the parent and the child, death, dearth, disillusions of ancient amities, divisions in state, menaces and maledictions against kings and nobles, nuptial breaches, banishment of friends, and I know not what. Come, when you saw my father last...
Why, the night gone by.
Spake you with him? Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word or countenance?
None at all.
Oh, bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him, brother. And at my entreaty, forbear his presence till some time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this time so rageth in him that by the mischief of your person it would scarcely allay.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
That's my fear, brother. I beg of you, forbear his presence till some time hath qualified the speed of his rage and made it slower. And, as I say, retire with me to my lodging, where I will bring you to hear my lord speak. I pray you, away. Brother, if you do stir abroad, I pray you go armed. I am no honest man, if there be any good meaning towards you. I have told you what I have heard and seen, but faintly nothing. Nothing like the image and horror of it. Oh, I pray you, away. A credulous father and a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harms that he suspects none. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit. All with me's meet that I can fashion fit.
Did my father strike my gentleman for chiding of his fool.
Yes, madam.
Oh, by day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure it. His nights grow riotous, and himself upbraids us on every trifle. Oh. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say I am sick.
Madam,
If you come slack of former services, you shall do well.
madam,
The fault of it I'll answer. Put on what weary negligence you please, you and your fellows. I'd have it come to question. If he distaste it, let him to our sister, whose mind and mine I know in that are one, not to be overruled.
Of course, madam.
Idle old man, that still would manage those authorities that he had given away. Now by my life, old fools are babes again, and must be used with checks as flatteries when they are seen abused. Remember what I tell you, and what grows of it, no matter. Advise your fellows so.
Very well, madam.
I would breed from hence occasions, and I shall that I may speak. I'll ride straight to my sister to hold my very course. Prepare for dinner.
If, but as well, I other accents borrow, that can my speech diffuse, my good intent may carry through itself to that full issue for which I raised my likeness. Now, banished Kent, if thou canst serve where thou dost stand condemned, so may it come, thy master, whom thou lovest, shall find thee full of labours.
Let me not stay a jot for dinner. Go, get it ready. Now, what art thou? What dost thou profess?
I do profess to be no less than I seem. To serve him truly, that puts me in trust. To love him, that is honest. To fight, when I cannot choose. And to eat no fish. A very honest-hearted fellow, and as poor as the king.
If thou art as poor for a subject as he is for a king, thou art poor enough. What wouldst thou?
Service.
What services canst thou do?
I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in telling it, and deliver a plain message bluntly. That which ordinary men are fit for, I am qualified in. And the best of me is diligence.
Follow me. Thou shalt serve me. If I like thee no worse after dinner, I'll not part from thee yet. Dinner! Ho! Dinner! Where's my fool? You, sirrah. Where's my daughter?
So please you.
What says the fellow there? Call the clodpole back! Where's my fool? Ho! I think the world's asleep. Now, where's that mongrel?
He says, my lord, your daughter is not well.
Why came not the slave back to me when I called him?
Sir, he answered me in the roundest manner. He would not. My lord, to my judgment, your highness is not entertained with that ceremonious affection as you are wont. There's a great abatement of kindness appears, as well in the general dependence as in the Duke himself also, and your daughter.
Thou but rememberest me of mine own conception. I have perceived of late a most faint neglect, which I have rather blamed on mine own jealous curiosity than as a very pretense and purpose of unkindness. Go you, tell my daughter I'd speak with her. Call hither my fool. Oh, you, sir, you. Come you hither, sir. Who am I, sir?
My lady's father.
My lady's father? You horse and dog, you slave, you cur!
I am none of these, my lord. I beseech your pardon.
Do you bandy looks with me, you rascal?
I'll not be struck, my lord.
Nor tripped up neither, you base football player. Come, sir, arise, away. I'll teach you differences. Go, away, arise, go, sir.
Oh, now, my friendly knave, I thank thee. There's earnest of thy service. How now, my pretty knave, how dost thou?
Sirrah, you would best take my coxcomb.
Why, fool?
What? Why? For taking one's part that's out of favour. Nay, and thou canst not smile as the wind sits. Thou catch cold shortly. Here, take my coxcomb. What? Why, this fellow has banished 2 one's daughters and did the third a blessing against his will. If thou follow it, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. Ow now, nuncle. Would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters?
Why, my boy?
If I gave them all my living, I'll keep my coxcombs myself. There's mine. Beg another of thy daughters.
Take heed, sinner, the whip.
Oh, truth's a dog must to kennel. He must be whipped out when Lady the Brat may stand by the fire and stink. Dost thou know the difference between a bitter fool and a sweet fool?
No, lad, teach me.
That lord that counselled thee to give away thy land, come, place him here by me, do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool shall presently appear. The one in motley here, the other found out there.
Dost thou call me fool, boy?
All thy other titles thou hast given away. That thou was born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
No, faith. Lords and great men will not let me. If I had a monopoly out, they'd have part on't, and ladies too. They will not let me have all full to myself. They'll be snatching. Give me an egg, nuncle, and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
What 2 crowns shall they be?
Why, after I cut the egg in the middle and eat up the meat, the 2 crowns of the egg, when thou clovest thy crown in the middle and gavest away both parts, thou borest thy ass on thy back o'er the dirt. Thou hast little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest thy golden one away. I have used it, nuncle, ever since thou madest thy daughters thy mothers. I'd rather be any kind of thing than a fool. And yet I would not be thee, nuncle. Thou hast pared thy wit of both sides and left nothing in the middle. Oh, here comes one of the parings.
How now, daughter? What makes that frontlet on? Methinks you are too much of late at the frown.
Thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hast no need to care for her frowning. I am better than thou art. I am a fool, and thou art nothing. Yes, I will be quiet. So your face bids me, though you say nothing.
Not only, sir, this, your all-licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank and not to be endured riots.
Are you our daughter?
Come, sir. I would you would make use of that good wisdom, whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions that of late transform you from what you rightly are.
Doth any here know me? This is not Lear. Who is it that can tell me who I am?
Lear's shadow.
Your name, fair gentlewoman.
This admiration, sir, is much of the savour of other your new pranks. I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright. As you are old and reverend, you should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust make it more of a tavern or a brothel than a graced palace. The shame itself to speak for instant remedy. Be then desired by her that else will take the thing she begs. A little to disquantity your train.
Darkness and devils. Call my train together! Oh. Degenerate bastard, I'll not trouble thee.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their betters.
Woe that too late repents. Ingratitude, thou marble-hearted fiend. More hideous when thou showest thee in a child than the sea monster.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite! Thou liest! My train are men of choice and rarest parts that all particulars of duty know. Oh, how most small faults, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia show. Lear, Lear, Lear! Beat at this gate that let thy folly in and thy dear judgment out.
My lord, I am guiltless as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
Here, nature, here. Dear goddess, here. Suspend thy purpose, if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase, and from her delicate body ne'er spring a babe to honour her. If she must teem, create her child of spleen, that it may live and be athwart disnatured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with cadent tears fret channels in her cheeks, turn all her mother's pains and benefits into laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. What? 50 of my followers at a single cut within a fortnight?
What's the matter, sir?
I'll tell you. Life and death. I am ashamed that thou hast the power to shape me thus. These hot tears which break from me perforce should make thee worth them. Old fond eyes, beweep this cause again, I'll pluck ye eyed, yea? Is it come to this? Let it be so. Yet have I left a daughter, who I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails she'll flay thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think I've cast off forever. Thou shalt, I warrant thee.
Counsel. Oh, 'tis politics, and safe to let him keep at point 100 knights. Yes, that on every dream, each buzz, each fancy, each complaint, he may enguard his dotage with their powers. Oswald, I say!
You may fear too far.
Safer than trust too far. I know his heart. What he hath uttered, I had writ my sister. If she sustain him in his 100 knights when I have shown the unfitness... Oswald, I say!
Here, madam.
Take you some company and away. Inform her full of my particular fear.
Of course, madam.
And, thereto, add such reasons of your own as may compacted more. So get you gone, and hasten your return.
Yes, madam.
No, my lord. This milky gentleness and course of yours, though I condemn not yet under pardon, you are much more a task for want of wisdom than praised for harmful mildness.
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving to better, oft we mar what's well.
Go you before to Gloucester with these messages. A Acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know than comes from her demand out of the messages.
I will not sleep, my lord, till I have delivered your messages.
If thou wert my fool, nuncle, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time. Thou shouldst not have been old till thou hast been wise.
I did her wrong. Oh, let me not be mad. Not mad, sweet heavens. Keep me in temper. I would not be mad. Are the vehicles ready? Come, boy.
The Duke of Cornwall and Regan here, tonight. Oh, this weaves itself perforce into my business. Brother! Brother, a word! Brother, descend, I say! My father watches. Oh, brother, you must fly this place. Intelligence is given where you are hid. Have you not spoken out against the Duke of Cornwall of late? He's coming hither now, in the night, in the haste, and Regan with him.
I'm sure on't not a word!
Shh! I hear my father coming. Pardon me, brother. In cunning, I must draw my blade upon you. Draw. Seem to defend yourself. Ha! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Good. Ha! Now quit you well. Fly, brother, and farewell. Some blood drawn on me would beget opinion. I've seen drunkards do more than this in sport. Father! Father! Oh, stop, villain! Oh, help!
Edmund, where's the villain?
Here stood he in the dark, his sharp blade out, mumbling of wicked charms. Look, sir, I bleed. Fled this way, sir, when he could by no means persuade me to the murder of your lordship. Seeing how loathly opposite I stood to his unnatural purpose, with his prepared blade he charges home my unprovided body, lanced mine arm, but when he saw my best alarm-room spirits fall, suddenly he fled.
Let him fly far. Not in this land shall he remain uncaught. My master, the noble Duke, comes tonight, and by his authority I will proclaim it that he who finds him shall deserve our thanks, bringing this murderous coward to the stake. He that conceals him, death. Strong and fastened villain, would he deny his message? All ports are bar, the villain shall not escape. His picture I will send, that all the kingdom may have due note of him, and of my land. Loyal and natural, boy. I'll make thee capable.
How now, my noble friend? I have heard strange news.
If it be true, all vengeance comes too short which can pursue the offender. How dost, my lord?
Oh, madam, my old heart is cracked. It's cracked.
What? Did my father's godson seek your life? Was Edgar not companion with the knights that tend upon my father?
Yes, madam, he was of that consort.
No marvel then, though he were ill affected. 'Tis they have put him on the old man's death to have the expense and waste of his revenues. I have, this present evening, from my sister, been well informed of them, and with such cautions, that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be there.
Edmund, I hear you have shown your father a childlike office.
'Twas my duty, sir.
He did bewray his practice and receive this hurt you see, striving to apprehend him.
If he be taken, he shall never more be feared of doing harm. For you, Edmund, who doth this instant so much commend himself, you shall be ours.
I will serve you, sir, truly, however else.
You know not why we came to visit you, thus out of season, threading the dark-eyed night. Occasions, noble Gloucester, of some poise, wherein we must have use of your advice. Our father, he hath writ, so hath our sister, of differences which I least thought it fit to answer from our home. Ah, good old friend, bestow your needful counsel to our business.
I serve you, madam. Your graces are right welcome.
Good dawning to thee, friend. Art of this house? Prithee, if thou lovest me, tell me.
I love thee not.
Well, then I care not for thee. Why dost thou use me thus? I know thee not.
Fella, I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, a base, shallow, proud, beggarly, three-suited, £100, filthy worsted stocking knave, a lily-livered action-taking knave. One that art naught but the very composition of a knave, a beggar, a coward, one whom I shall beat into a clamorous whining, if thou deniest the least syllable of thy addition.
Why, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee?
What a brazen-faced varlet art thou, to deny thou knowest me? Was it 2 days ago, since I tripped up thy heels and beat thee before the king? Draw, you rogue, you horse and cunning barbermonger, draw!
Away! I have nothing to do with thee!
You come with messages against the king! Take vanity the puppet's part against the royalty of a father! Draw, you rogue, or I'll so carbonado your shanks! Draw, you villain!
Help! Help!
How now, whipper Tom! What's the matter here?
Peace upon your lives! He dies that strikes again.
The messengers from our sister and the king.
What is your difference? Speak yet. How grew your quarrel?
This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I have spared at suit of his great beard.
My lord, if you will give me leave, I will tread this unbolted villain into a mortar and daub the wall of a jakes with him. Spare my grey beard, you wagtail.
Peace, sirrah! You beastly knave. Know you no reverence?
Yes, sir, but anger hath a privilege.
Why art thou angry?
That such a slave as this should wear a blade who wears no honesty. Such smiling rogues as these, oft like rats, they bite the holy cords a twain that are too intringe to unloose. Smooth every passion that in the natures of the lords rebel. Affirm, renege, turn their halcyon beaks to every gale and vary of their masters, like dogs knowing naught but following. A plague on your epileptic visage! Smile you my speeches as I were a fool!
Why, art thou mad, old fellow? I'll fell you out!
No contraries hold more antipathy than I and such a knave.
Why dost thou call him a knave?
Sir, 'tis my occupation to be plain. I have seen better faces in my time than stands on any shoulder I see before me at this instant.
This is some fellow who, having been praised for bluntness, doth affect a saucy roughness, and constrains the garb quite from his nature. He cannot flatter. He, an honest mind and plain, he must speak truth.
Sir, 'tis true, I am no flatterer. He who beguiled you in a common accent is a common knave, which, for my part, I will not be. Though I should earn your displeasure to entreat me to it.
What was the offence you gave him?
I never gave him any. It pleased the king his master very late to strike at me upon his misconstruction, when he, conjunct and flattering his displeasure, tripped me behind, being down, insulted, railed, and put upon him such a deal of man that worthied him. God praise of the king, for him attempting who was self-subdued, and drew on me here again.
That's for the cuffs! You stubborn ancient knave! You reverend braggart! We'll teach you!
Sir, call not your cuffs for me! I serve the king, on whose employment I was sent to you. You shall do small respect, show too bold malice against the grace and person of my master.
That's for the cuffs! Here shall he sit till noon!
Till noon? Till night, my lord. And all night, too.
Let me beseech your grace not to do so. His fault is much, but his master, the good king, will check him for it. Your purpose-low correction is such that basest and contemptuous wretches for pilferings and most common trespasses are punished with. The king must take it ill that he so slightly valued in his messenger should have him thus restrained.
I'll answer that!
My sister may receive it much more worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted for following her affairs. Tie up his legs.
I am sorry for thee, friend. 'Tis the duke's pleasure, whose disposition all the world well knows. It will not be rubbed nor stopped. I will entreat for thee.
Approach, thou beacon, that by thy comfortable beams I may peruse this message. A notice from Cordelia, who hath most fortunately been informed of my obscured course, and shall find time from this enormous state, seeking to find losses their remedies. Fortune, good night. Smile once more. Turn thy wheel.
I heard myself proclaimed, and by the happy hollow of a tree escaped the hunt. No port is free, no place to guard, and most unusual vigilance does not attend my taking. Whilst I may escape, I will preserve myself, and am bethought to take the basest and most poorest shape that ever penury and contempt of man brought near to beast. My face I'll grind with filth, blanket my loins, elf all my hair in knots, and with presented nakedness outface the winds and persecutions of the sky. The country gives me proof and precedent of bedlam beggars who, with roaring voices, strike in their numbed and mortified bare arms, pins, wooden pricks, nails, sprigs of rosemary, and with this horrible object from low farms, poor pelting villages, sheepcotes and mills, sometime with lunatic bands, sometime with prayers, enforce their charity. Poor Tally God! Poor Tom! That's something yet. Edgar, I nothing am.
Hail to thee, noble master!
Huh? Makest thou this shame thy pastime? What's he that hath so much thy place mistook to set thee here?
It is both he and she, your son and daughter.
No. No! They would not do it. They durst not do it. They would not, could not do it. 'Tis worse than murder to do upon respect such violent outrage.
My lord, when at their home, I did commend your highness's messages to them. Came there a reeking post stewed in his haste from Goneril his mistress, delivered messages which presently he read, upon whose content the summoned of the Maney straight took horse, commanded me to follow and attend the leisure of their answer, gave me cold looks, and meeting here the other messenger, whose welcome I perceived had poisoned mine, being the very same fella that of late had displayed saucily against your highness, having more man than wit about me, drew. He raised the house with loud and coward cries, that your son and daughter found this trespass worth the shame which here it suffers.
Hysterica passio. Down, O climbing sorrow, thy elements below. Where is this daughter?
With the earl, sir, here, within.
Follow me not, stay here.
How chance the king comes with so small a train?
Oh, and thou hast been set in the cuffs for that question. Thou hast well deserved it. There's not a nose among 20 but can smell him that's stinking. Let go thy hold when a great wheel runs down a hill, lest it break thy neck with following it. But when a great one runs up the hill, let him draw thee after.
Deny to speak with me. They are sick. They are weary. The images of revolt and flying off. Fetch me a better answer.
You know the fiery quality of the Duke, how unremovable he is in his own course.
Dost thou understand me, man? The king would speak with Cornwall.
Yes, my good lord, I have informed them so.
Inform them! Death on my state. Wherefore should he sit here? This remotion of the Duke is practice only. Give me my servant forth. Now, presently, go tell the Duke and his wife I'd speak with them, or at their chamber door I'll beat the drum till it cries sleep to death.
I would have all well betwixt you.
Oh me, my heart, my rising heart but down.
Cry to it, nuncle. As did the cockney to the eels when she put him in the paste alive. She napped him o'er the coxcombs and she cried, "Down, Wontons, down!" 'Twas her brother that in pure kindness to his horse butted his aim.
Good morrow to you both.
I'm glad to see your highness.
Beloved Regan. Thy sister's naught. O Regan, she hath tied sharp-toothed unkindness like a vulture here. I can scarce speak to thee.
Pray you, take patience. I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation if, perchance, she have restrained the riots of your followers. 'Tis on such ground as clears her from all blame.
My curse is on her.
Oh, sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of your confine. You should be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore, I pray you that to our sister you do make return. Say you've wronged her, sir.
Ask her forgiveness. She hath abated me of half my train, looked black upon me, struck me with her tongue most serpent-like upon the very heart. All the stored vengeances of heaven fall on her ingrateful top.
Oh, bless gods. So will you wish on me when the rash mood is on?
Oh, Regan, thou shalt never have my curse. Thy tender-hefted nature shall not give thee aught to harshness. 'Tis not in thee to grudge my pleasures, to cut off my train, to bandy hasty words, to scant my sizes, and, in conclusion, to oppose the bolt against my coming in. Thou better knowest the offices of duty, the bond of childhood, effects of courtesy, dues of gratitude. Thy half of the kingdom hast thou not forgot wherein I thee endowed.
Madam!
Is your lady come?
This is a slave whose easy borrowed pride dwells in the fickle grace of her he follows. Now, father, from my sight! Who cuffed my servant, Regan? I have good hope thou didst not know on't. Art not ashamed to look upon this beard? Wait! Wilt thou take her by the hand?
How have I offended? All's not offence that indiscretion finds in dotage terms so.
I'll take my man of the cuffs!
I set him there!
I pray you, father, being weak, seems so. If, till the expiration of your month, you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me. I am now from home, and out of the provision which shall be needful for your entertainment.
Return to her. 50 men dismissed. No. Rather I abjure all roofs and choose to wage against the enmity of the air.
Oh, at your choice, sir.
Oh, do not make me mad! Let it be so. I'll not trouble thee, my child. Farewell. We'll no more meet, no more see one another. But yet thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter. Or rather, a disease that's in my flesh, which I must needs call mine. But I'll not try. I can be patient. I can stay with Regan, I and my 100 knights.
Not altogether so. I look not for you yet, nor am provided for your fit welcome. Give ear to my sister, for she knows what she does. What? 50 followers? What should you need of more? Yea, also many.
Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she calls servants? Or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slack you, we could control them. If you come to me, I will entreat you, bring but 5 and 20.
I gave you all, made you my guardians, but kept a reservation to be followed with such a number. What? Must I come to you with 5 and 20, Regan? Said you so? Those wicked creatures yet to look well favoured, when others are more wicked. I'll go with thee. Thy 50 yet doth double 5 and 20, and thou art twice her love.
Oh, hear me, my lord. What need you 5 and 20? 10 or 5, where twice so many have a command to tend you.
What need 1?
The reason, not the need! Our basest beggars are in the poorest thing superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life's as cheap as beasts. Thou art a lady. If only to go warm where gorgeous, why, nature needs not what thou gorgeous wearest, which scarcely keeps thee warm, but for true need. You see me here, you gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in birth. If it be you that stirs these daughters' hearts against their father, fool me not so much to bear it tamely. Touch me with noble anger, and let not women's weapons, water drops, stain my man's cheeks. No. You unnatural hags! I will have such revenges on you both that all the world shall... I will do such things. What they are, I know not, but they shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? I have full cause of weeping, but this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws, or else I'll weep. A fool! I shall go mad.
Let us withdraw. It will be a storm. This house is little. The old man and his people cannot be well bestowed.
'Tis his own blame. Hath put himself from rest. Must needs taste his folly.
The king is in a high rage. Alack, the night comes on and the bleak winds do sorely ruffle. For many miles about there's scarce a bush.
Oh, sir, to wilful men, the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters.
Shut up your doors.
He is attended with a desperate train, and what they may incense him to, being apt to have his ear abused, wisdom bids fear.
Shut up your doors, my lord. 'Tis a wild night. My Regan counsels well. Come out of the storm!
Who's there? Besides foul weather. I know you. Where's the king?
Contending with the fretful element, tears his white hair, which the impetuous blasts with eyeless rage catch in their fury and make nothing of. Strives in his little world of man to outscorn the to and fro conflicting wind and rain. Unbonneted, none with him but the fool, who labours to outjest his heart-struck injuries.
I know you, and dare commend a dear thing to you. From France there comes a power into this scattered kingdom, who already wise in our negligence have secret feet in many of our best ports, and at a point to show their open banner. Now, to you, if, on my credit, you dare build so far to make your speed to Dover, you shall find some there that will thank you for giving just report of how unnatural and be mad in sorrow the king hath cause to plain. I am a man of blood and breeding. Open this message, take what it contains. When you shall see Cordelia, show her this message, and she will tell you who your fella is. Fie on this storm! When we found the king, he who first lights on him, honour the other.
Blow winds and crack your cheeks. Rage, blow your cataracts and hurricanes. Spout till you have drenched our steeples, drowned the cocks. You sulphurous and thought-executing fires, fought couriers to oak-cleaving thunderbolts, singe my white head. Thou, all-shaking thunder, smite flat the thick rotundity of the world, crack nature's moulds, all Germans spill at once that makes ingrateful man.
Oh, nuncle! Holy water in a dry house is better than this rainwater out of door. Good nuncle, in and ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a night pity's neither wise man nor fool.
Rumble thy belly, fool! Spit fire, spout rain! Now rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters. I tax not you, you elements, with unkindness. I ne'er gave you kingdom, called you children. You owe me no subscription. Then let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man. But yet, I call you servile ministers that have with two pernicious daughters joined your high engendered battles against a head so old and white as this. Oh, 'tis foul!
Alas, sir, are you here? Things that love night, love not such nights as these.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful pother o'er our heads find out their enemies now. Tremble, thou wretch, that hast within thee undivulged crimes unwhipped of justice. Hide thee, thou bloody hand, thou perjured, and thou simular man of virtue. I am a man more sinned against than sinning.
Gracious my lord, hard by here there is a hovel. Some friendship will it lend you against the tempest. Repose you there, while I to this hard house return and force their scanted courtesy.
My wits begin to turn. Come on, my boy. How dost, my boy? Art cold? I'm cold myself. Where is this straw, my fellow? The art of our necessities is strange. They can make vile things precious. Come, bring us to this hovel.
Alack, alack, Edmund, I like not this unnatural dealing. They took from me the use of mine own house, and charged me, on pain of their perpetual displeasure, to neither speak of him nor sustain him.
Most savage and unnatural.
Say you nothing. I have this night received a message. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have saved it in my phone. I will send it to you. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There is part of a power already footed. We must incline to the king. I will go seek him and privily relieve him. Go you, maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him perceived. If he asks for me, I am ill and gone to bed. Though I die for it, my old master, the king, must be relieved. There is something strange toward. Edmund, pray you be careful.
This courtesy forbid thee shall the Duke instantly know, and of that message too. This seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses, no less than all. The younger rises when the old doth fall.
There is the place, my lord. Good my lord, enter. Oh, this night's too rough for nature to endure.
Thou thinkest 'tis much that this contentious storm invades us to the skin. So 'tis to thee, that where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt. The tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling else, save what beats there. Feel you ingratitude, but I'll weep no more. In such a night, to shut me out, oh, Regan Goneril, your old kind father whose frank heart gave all. Oh, no more of that. That way madness lies. In, boy, go first. I'll pray, and then I'll sleep. Poor naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm, how shall your houseless heads and unfed sides defend you from seasons such as these? Oh, I have ta'en too little care of this. Take physic, Pomp. Expose thyself to feel what wretches feel, that thou mayest shake the superflux to them and show the heavens more just.
Come right in, Uncle! It is a spirit! Help me! He says his name's poor Tom!
The foul fiend follows me! Through the sharp hawthorn blows the cold wind. Go to thy cool bed and warm thee.
Hast thou given all to thy two daughters, and art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend hath led through fire and through flame, through ford and whirlpool, o'er bog and quagmire, that have laid knives under his pillow, set ratsbane by his porridge, to cause his own shadow for a traitor. Oh, Tom's a cold. Do poor Tom some charity, whom the foul fiend vexes. There, could I have him now? And there again, and there.
What? Have his daughters brought him to this pass? Couldst thou save nothing? Didst thou save nothing at all?
Nay, he hath reserved a blanket, else we had been all shaved.
Now all the plagues that in the pendulous air hang fated o'er men's faults. Light on his daughters!
He hath no daughters, sir.
Death traitor! Nothing can subdue nature to such a lowness but his unkind daughters.
Pillicock sat on Pillicock Hill. Hello, hello, hello.
This cold night will turn us all to fools and madmen.
Take heed, O the foul fiend. Obey thy parents. Keep thy word justly. Swear not. Commit not with man's sworn spouse. On the coal.
What hast thou been?
A serving man, proud in heart and mind. To curl my hair, wore gloves in my cap, served the lust of my mistress's heart, and did the act of darkness with her. Swore as many oaths as I spake words, and broke them in the sweet face of heaven. One that slept in the contriving of lust, and waked to do it. Wine loved I deeply, dice dearly, and in women outparamored the tag. False of heart, light of ear, bloody of hand. Keep thy foot out of brothels, thy hand out of plackets, and defy the foul fiend.
Why, thou wert better in thy grave than to answer with thy uncovered body this extremity of the skies. Is man no more than this? Consider him well. Unaccommodated man is no more but such a poor, bare, fork-haired animal as thou art. Off! Off, you lendings! Come, unbutton here!
Uncle, tis a naughty night to swim in. Look! Here comes the walking fire!
This is the foul fiend Flibbity-Gibbet! He begins a curfew and walks to the first cock. He squints the eye and makes the hare lip, mildews the white wheat, and herds the poor creature of earth. Aright thee, witch, aright thee!
Who's there? What is it you see? What are your names?
Poor Tom, that eats the swimming frog, the toad, the tadpole, the walnut, and the water. But when the foul fiend rages, he eats cow dung, drinks the green mantle of a standing pool, swallows the old rat and the ditch dog. Peace, Malkin, peace, thou fiend!
Have your grace no better company? Go in with me. My duty cannot suffer to obey in all your daughter's hard commands. though their injunction be to bar my doors and let this tyrannous night take hold upon you, yet have I ventured to seek you out and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
Good my lord, take his offer. Go into the place.
I'll talk a word with this same learned Theban. What is the cause of thunder? What is your study?
How to prevent the fiend and to kill vermin.
Opportune once more to go, my lord. His wits begin to unsettle.
Canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his death. Ah, that good Kent. He said it would be thus. Poor banished man. Thou sayest the king grows mad. I'll tell you, friend. I am almost mad myself. I had a son, now outlawed from my blood. He sought my life. Yet lately, very late, I did love him, friend. No father to his son dearer. Truth to tell thee, the grief hath crazed my wits. Your grace, I beseech you.
Noble philosopher. Your company, come. Let's in all.
This way, my lord.
With him, I will keep still with my philosopher.
Soothe him, my lord. Let him bring the fellow.
Sirrah, come on.
Go along with us.
That is the message my father sent me, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France.
I will have my revenge ere I depart his house.
Oh, that this treason were not, and not I the detector. If the matter of that message be certain, sir, you have mighty business in hand.
True or false, it hath made thee Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension.
I will persevere in my course of loyalty, though the matter be sore between that and my blood.
I will lay trust upon thee, and thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
Here is better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I will piece out the comfort with what addition I can. I will not be long from you.
To have 1,000 with red burning spits come hissing in upon 'em.
Look! Where he stands and glares. The foul fiend bites my back!
He's mad that trusts in the tameness of a wolf, a horse's health, a boy's love, and a whore's oath.
Shall be done. I will arraign them straight. Come. Sit thou here, most learned justicer. Thou, sapient sir, sit here. Now, ye she-foxes.
There could I have him now! Wantest thou eyes of trial, madam? The foul fiend haunts poor Tom in the voice of a nightingale!
How do you, sir? Will you come? Sit, rest upon the cushions.
See that trial first. Bring in the evidence. Thou, Robert man of justice, take thy place. Thou, his yoke fellow of equity, benched by his side. Arraign her first. 'Tis Goneril. I here take my oath before this honourable assembly. She kicked the poor king, her father.
Come hither, mistress. Is your name Goneril?
She cannot deny it.
Cry you mercy. I took you for a joint stool.
And here's another, whose warped looks proclaim what store her heart is made on. Stop her there. False justices, why hast thou let her escape? Is there any cause in nature that makes these hard hearts? You, sir, I entertain for one of my 100, only I do not like the fashion of your garments. You will say they are fashion, Let them be changed.
Good my lord. Sit here and rest a while.
Good friend, come hither. Where is the king, my master?
Here, sir, but trouble him not, his wits are gone.
Good friend, I prithee, take him in thy arms. I have overheard a plot of death upon him. There is a vehicle ready. Lay him in it and drive towards Dover, friend, where you will find both welcome and protection. Take up thy master.
Oppressed nature sleeps. This rest may yet have balmed thy broken senses. Come to help bear thy master. Thou must not stay behind.
Come, away!
When we our betters see bearing our woes, we scarcely think our miseries our foes. Who alone suffers most in the mind, leaving free things and happy shows behind. But then the mind much sufferance doth overskip, when grief hath mates and bearing fellowship. How light and portable my pains seem now, when that which made me bend makes the king bow. He childed as I fathered. Tom, away. What will hap more tonight? Safe escape the king.
Post speedily to your husband. Show him this message. The army of France is landed. Seek the villain Gloucester.
Hang him instantly.
Pluck out his eyes.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Our post shall be swift and intelligent betwixt us. How now? Where's the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed him hence. Some 5 or 36 of his knights, hot questrists after him, met him at gate, who with some other of the lord's dependents are gone with him towards Dover, where they boast to have well-armoured friends.
Get transport for your mistress. Edmund, farewell.
Farewell, sweet lord. And sister.
Go seek the villain Gloucester. Bring him before us. Though well we may not pass upon his life without the form of justice, yet our power shall do a courtesy to our wrath, which men may blame, but not control. Who's there? A traitor! Sit him there! Bind fast his corky arms!
What mean your graces? Good my friends, consider. You are my guests. Do we no foul play, friends?
Hard! Hard! Filthy traitor.
Ah! By the kind gods, 'tis most ignobly done to pluck me by my beard. Naughty lady! I am your host. What will you do?
Come, sir. What letters had you late from France?
Be simple, answerer, for we know the truth.
What confederacy have you with the traitors late-footed in the kingdom?
Where hast thou sent the king? Speak!
To Dover!
Wherefore to Dover?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh stick boorish fangs. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
See it, shalt thou never. Upon these eyes of thine, I'll set my foot!
He that would think swift and he be old. Give me some help, oh cruel, oh ye gods!
One side will mock another.
No.
The other too.
Hold your hand, my lord! I have served you ever since I was a child, but better service have I never done you than now to bid you home.
How now, you dog!
If you did wear a beard upon your chin, I would shake it on this quarrel.
My villain!
Nay, then, come on and take the chance of anger.
A peasant, stand up thus.
I am slain! My lord, you have one eye left to see some mischief on him.
Lest it see more! Prevent it! Out, vile jelly! Where is thy luster now?
Oh, dark and comfortless! Where's my son, Edmund? Oh, Edmund! He kindled all the sparks of nature to quit this horrid act!
Out, treacherous villain! Thou call'st on him that hates thee. It was he that made the overture of thy treasons to us.
Oh, my follies! Then Edgar was abused. Oh, kind gods, forgive me that and prosper him.
Thrust him out. Let him smell his way to Dover. How is my lord?
I have received a hat. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyeless villain. Throw him on the dunghill. I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt.
Yet better thus, and known to be contemned, than still contemned and flattered. The lamentable changes from the best, the worst returns to laughter. Who comes here? My father? Oh, world!
Oh, my dear son, Edgar, food of thy abused father's wrath. Might I but live to see thee in my touch, I'd say I had eyes again. In the last night's storm, I such a fellow saw that made me think a man a worm. My son came then into my mind, and yet my mind was then scarce friends with him. As flies to wanton boys are we to the gods, they kill us for their sport.
'Tis poor mad Tom, a madman and beggar too.
Is that the naked fellow? Oh, 'tis the time's plague when madmen lead the blind.
Bless thy sweet eyes, they bleed.
Knowest thou the way to Dover? There is a cliff whose high and bending head looks fearfully into the confining deep. Bring me to the very brim of it, and I'll repair the misery thou dost bear with something rich about me. From that place I shall no leading need.
Come, master, give me your arm.
Welcome, my lord. Marvel our mild husband not met us on the way. Now, where is your master?
Madam, within. But never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. He smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was the worse of Gloucester's treachery. When I informed him, then he called me sot and told me I had turned the wrong side out. What most he should dislike seems pleasant to him. What like offensive.
Then you shall go no further. It is the cowish terror of his spirit that dares not undertake. He'll not feel wrongs which time to it answer. It's just... Edmund, to my brother. Hasten his musters and conduct his powers. I must change arms at home, give the distaff into my husband's hands. This trusty servant shall pass between us. Ere long, you are like to hear, if you dare venture in your own behalf, a mistress's command. Wear this. Spare speech. Decline your head. This kiss, if it dare speak, would stretch thy spirits up into the air. Conceive and fare thee well.
Yours in the ranks of death.
My most dear Gloucester. Oh, the difference of man and man. To thee a woman's services are due. My fall usurps my body. I have been worth the whistle.
Oh, Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. I fear your disposition. The nature which contemns its origin perforce must wither and come to deadly use.
No more. The text is foolish.
Wisdom and goodness to the vile seem vile. Filth savour but themselves. What have you done? Tigers, not daughters, what have you performed? A father and a gracious aged man. Most barbarous, most degenerate, have you madded? If but the heavens should not their visible spirits send quickly down to tame these vile offences, it will come. Humanity must perforce put upon itself like monsters of the deep.
Milk-livered man, that bearest a cheek for blows, a head for wrongs, who hath not in thy brows an eye discerning thine honour from thy suffering? Where's thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land. With plumed helm thy slayer begins threats, whilst thou, a moral fool, sits still and criest, alack, why does he so?
See thyself, devil! Proper deformity seems not so horrid in the fiend as it is in woman. Were my fitness to let these hands obey my blood, they were apt to dislocate and tear thy flesh and bones. Howe'er thou art a fiend, a woman's shape to shield thee.
Oh, marry, your manhood, you.
How now, what news?
Oh, my good lord, the Duke of Cornwall's dead, slain by his servant, going to put out the other eye of Gloucester, a servant that he bred, thrilled with remorse, opposed against the act, bending his blade to his great master, who, thereat, enraged, flew on him, and amongst them felled him dead. This message, madam, craves a speedy answer. It is from your sister.
One way, I do like this well. But being widow and my Gloucester with her, may all the building of my fancy pluck upon my hateful life. Another way, the news is not so tart. I'll read and answer.
Where was his son when they did take his eyes? Knows he the wickedness?
Ay, my good lord, 'twas he informed against him and quit the house on purpose, that their punishment might have the freer course.
Oh, Gloucester, I live to revenge thine eyes. Come hither, friend. Tell me what more thou knowest.
Why the King of France is so suddenly gone back? Know you the reason?
Something which imports to the kingdom so much danger that his return was most necessary.
Did your messages pierce the Queen to any demonstration of grief?
Aye, sir, she took them, read them in my presence, and now and then an ample tear trilled down her delicate cheek. She heaved the name of father pantingly forth, as if it pressed her heart. Cried, Kent, father, shame of ladies, sisters. Then away she started to deal with grief alone.
Well, the poor distressed Lears in the town, who by no means shall yield to see his daughter. A sovereign shame so elbows him, his own unkindness that stripped her from his benediction. These things sting his mind so venomously that burning shame detains him from Cordelia.
Albany and Cornwall's powers are afoot.
I'll bring you to our Master Lear to attend to him. Some cause of concealment will wrap me up a while. When I'm known aright, you shall not grieve lending me this acquaintance.
Alack, 'tis he. Why, he was met even now, mad as the vexed sea, crowned with all the idle weeds that grow in our sustaining corn. Search every acre in the high-grown field. Bring him to our eye.
Our foster nurse of nature is repose. The which he lacks, that to provoke in him will close the eye of anguish.
All blessed secrets be aidant and remediate in the good man's distress. Seek for him, lest his ungoverned rage dissolve the life that wants the means to lead it. The British powers are marching hitherward. Our preparation stands in expectation of them. Oh, my dear father, it is thy business that I go about. No blown ambition doth our arms incite, but love, dear love, and our aged father's right. Soon may I hear and see him.
But are my brother's powers set forth, himself in person there?
Ay, madam, with much ado. Your sister is the better soldier.
What might import my sister's message to him?
I know not, lady.
Faith! He is posted hence on serious matter. 'Twas ignorance to let Gloucester live. He moves all hearts against us. Edmund is gone, in pity of his misery, to dispatch his life. Moreover, to descry the strength of the enemy.
I must needs follow him, madam, with her message.
Why should she write to Edmund? I love thee much. Let me the message read.
Madam, I had rather.
I know your lady does not love her husband. I'm sure of that. And at her late being here, she gave most speaking looks to noble Edmund. My lord is dead. Edmund and I have talked, and more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. I pray you tell her this. And when your mistress hears thus much from you, I pray, desire her call her wisdom to her. If you do chance to hear of that blind traitor, preferment falls on him that cuts him off.
Would I could meet him, madam. I should show him what party I do follow.
When shall we come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb up it now! Look! How we labour! Horrible steep! Hark! Do you hear the sea?
Methinks thou voice is altered, and thou dost speak in better phrase and matter than thou didst.
In nothing am I changed but in my garments. Come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still. Oh, how fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice. Oh, look no more. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge. For all beneath the moon would I not leap upright.
Bid me farewell, and let me hear thee going. O gods, this world I do renounce, and in thy sights shake patiently my great affliction off. If I could bear it longer and not fall to quarrel between your great opposerless wills, my snuff and loathed part of nature should burn itself out. If Edgar live, oh, bless him!
Alive or dead? Ho! You, sir! Friend!
Hear you, sir! Speak! Thus he might pass indeed, yet he revives! What are you, sir?
Away, and let me die!
10 masts at each make not the altitude which thou hast perpendicularly fell. Thy life's a miracle. Speak yet again.
Have I fallen or no?
From the dread summit of this chalky bourne, look up a height.
Alack, I have no eyes.
Upon the crown of the cliff, what was that thing that parted from you? Methought his eyes were 2 full moons, horns waved like the enriched sea. It was some fiend. The dear gods have preserved thee.
I took it for a man. Often would say, the fiend, the fiend. He led me to that place.
Who comes here? Oh, thou side-piercing sight!
No, they cannot touch me for coining. I am the king himself. Nature's above art in that respect. There's your press money. That fellow handles his bow like a crow keeper. Draw me a clothier's yard. Look, look, a mouse. Peace, peace. This piece of toasted cheese will do it. There's my gauntlet. I'll prove it on a giant. Give the word.
Sweet marjoram.
Pass.
I know that voice.
Goneril with a white beard. They flattered me like a dog. Told me I had white hairs in my beard, the black ones were there. To say aye and no to everything I said. Go to. They are not men of the words. They told me I was everything. It was a lie. I am not ague-proof.
The trick of that voice I do well remember. Is it not the king?
Aye. Every inch a king. When I do stir, see how the subject quakes. I pardon that man's life. What was thy cause? Adultery? Thou shalt not die for adultery. Let copulation thrive. For Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters got tween the lawful sheets. Down from the waist, they are centaurs, though women all above. But to the girdle do the gods inherit. Beneath is all the fiends. Fie. There's hell, there's darkness, there's the sulphurous pit, burning, scalding, stench, consumption.
Oh, ruined piece of nature, this great world so wear out to naught. Dost thou know me?
I remember thine eyes well enough.
Oh.
What? Art mad? A man may see how this world goes with no eyes. Look with thine ears. See how yond justice rails upon yon simple thief. Hark in thine ear. Change places and handy dandy. Which is the justice? Which is the thief? Thou hast seen the farmer's dog bark at a beggar and the creature run from the cur. There thou mightest behold the great image of authority. A dogs obeyed in office. Through tattered clothes, small vices do appear. Robes and furred gowns hide all. Plate sin with gold, and the strong lance of justice hurtless breaks. Arm it in rags, a pygmy's straw does pierce it. Get thee glass eyes, like a scurvy politician, seem to see the things thou dost not. If thou wilt weep my fortunes, take my eyes. I know thee well enough. Thy name is Gloucester. Oh. You must be patient. We came crying hither. I'll preach to thee, mark. When we are born, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools. And when I've stolen upon those son-in-laws, kill, 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 kill!
Here he is! Lay hand upon him! Sir, your most dear daughter.
A rescue? What? A prisoner? I am even the natural fool of fortune. Use me well. Let me have surgeons. I am cut to the brains. I am a king, my masters. Know you that?
You are a royal one, and we obey you.
Nay! If you get it, you shall get it with running. So, sir! So, 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 so.
Sight most pitiful and the meanest wretch. Past speaking of in a king.
Good sir, what are you?
A most poor man, made tame to fortune's blows, whom am pregnant to good pity. Come.
A proclaimed prize! That eyeless head of thine was first framed flesh to raise my fortunes. Thou unhappy traitor, briefly thyself remember, the blade is out that must destroy thee. Wherefore, bold peasant, darest thou support a published traitor? Hence, lest the infection of his fortune take like hold on thee.
Shall not go without verification.
Slave, thou diest!
Good gentlemen, go your gate. Let poor Volk pass. Nay, come not near the old man. Keep up. Chavoy, rise try, whether my custard or your battle be the harder. Shall be plain with you, shall pick your teeth. Sir, come!
Out, dunghill! Slave, thou hast slain me. Oh, villain! If ever thou wilt thrive, bury my body, and take these messages to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester, and seek him out upon the British party.
I know thee well, a serviceable villain, as duteous to the vices of thy mistress as badness would desire. Peace, father. What? Is he dead? Let's see the messages he speaks of. To know our enemies' minds will rip their hearts. Their messages, 'tis more lawful. Let our reciprocal vows be remembered. You have many opportunities to cut him off. If your will want not, time and place will be fruitfully offered. There is nothing done. If he return the conqueror, then I am the prisoner, and his bed my jail. From the loathed warmth whereof deliver me, and supply the place for your labour. Your wife, so I would say, affectionate servant, Goneril. Oh, undistinguished space of woman's will! A plot upon her virtuous husband's life! In the exchange, my brother. I hear the beaten drum. Come, father, I'll bestow you with a friend.
O thou good Kent, how shall I match thy goodness?
To be acknowledged, madam, is ill paid. All my reports go with the modest truth.
Madam, the king sleeps still.
Oh, you kind gods, cure this great breach in his abused nature.
So please your majesty, we may wake the king. He hath slept long, be by when we awake him.
Oh, my dear father, let this medicine now repair those violent harms that my two sisters have in thy reverence made.
Oh, kind princess.
Was this a fate, to be opposed against the warring winds? To stand in the deep, dread-bolted thunder, in the most terrible and nimble stroke of quick cross lightning? Mine enemy's dog, though he had bit me, should have stood that night against my fire. He wakes. How does your majesty?
You do me wrong to take me out of the grave. And I am bound upon a wheel of fire, that mine own tears do scald like molten lead. You are a spirit, I know. When did you die? Where have I been? Where am I? Fair daylight? I am mightily abused. I should e'en die with pity to see another thus. I know not what to say. I'm a very foolish, fond old man. I fear I'm not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know thee, and know this man, yet I am doubtful. For I know not what this place is, and all the skill I have remembers not these garments. I know not where I did lodge last night. Do not laugh at me. I take this lady to be my child Cordelia.
And so I am. I am.
Be your tears wait? Yes. Faith, I pray, weep not. If you have poison for me, I will drink it. I know you do not love me. For your sisters have, as I remember, done me wrong. You have some cause. They have not.
Be comforted, good madam. The great rage is killed in him. Desire him to go in, trouble him no more till further settling.
You must bear with me. Pray you, forget and forgive. I'm old and foolish.
Now, sweet lord, you know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me, but truly, but then speak the truth. Do you not love my sister? Have you not found my brother's way to the forfended place?
That thought abuses you.
I am doubtful that you have been conjunct and bosomed with her.
By mine honour, madam, no.
I never shall endure her. Dear my lord, be not familiar with her.
Fear me not.
I had rather lose the battle than that sister should loosen him and me.
Sir! This I hear. The king is come to his daughter. It toucheth us as France invades our land. Not bolds the king with others who most just and heavy causes make oppose.
Sir, you speak nobly.
Why is this reasoned? Combined together against the enemy, for these domestic and particular broils are not the question here.
Then let's determine with the ancient of war upon our proceedings.
If ever your grace had speech with man so poor, hear me one word.
Speak.
Before you fight the battle, read this message. I can produce a champion that will prove what is avouched there. When time shall serve, let but the siren sound and I'll appear.
Why, fare thee well. I'll take a message.
To both these sisters have I sworn my love, each jealous of the other, as the stung are of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both? One? Or neither? Neither can be enjoyed if both remain alive. To take the widow exasperates, makes mad her sister Goneril. And hardly shall I carry out my side, her husband being alive. Now then, we'll use his countenance for the battle, which, being done, let her who would be rid of him devise his speedy taking off. As for the mercy he intends to Lear and Cordelia, the battle done, and they within our power, shall never see his pardon. For my state stands on me to defend, not to debate. Guards! Guards! Go fetch the prisoners and bring them hither to me. Now.
For thee, oppressed king, am I cast down. Myself could else outfrown false fortune's frown. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters?
No. Come. Let's away to prison. We two alone shall sing like birds in the cage. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. And so we'll live and pray and sing, laugh at gilded butterflies, take upon us the mystery of things as if we were God's spies.
Oh.
Upon such sacrifices, my Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense. Wipe thine eyes. The good years shall devour them, flesh and fell, they shall make us weep.
Take them away. Come hither, guard. Follow them to the prison. Take thou this message. If thou dost as this instructs thee, thou dost make thy way to noble fortunes. Mark it instantly. Carry it as I have set it down.
Sir, you have shown today your valiant strain, and fortune led you well. You have the captives that were the opposite of this day's strife, and we do require them of you. So to use them as we shall find their merits may determine.
I sent the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard. With him I sent the queen, and they are ready tomorrow, or at a further space where you shall hold your session. At this time we sweat and bleed. The friend hath lost his friend. The matter of Lear and Cordelia requires a fitter place.
Sir, by your patience I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
Methinks our pleasure might have been demanded, ere you had spoke so far. He led our powers, bore the commission of my place and person, the which immediacy may well stand up, and call itself your brother.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself, more than in your addition.
In my rights, by me invested, he compares the best.
That were the most if he should husband you.
Jesters do oft prove prophet.
Holla, holla. That I that told you that, look but a squint.
Lady, I am not well, else I should answer from a full flowing stomach.
Ooh.
General, take thou my soldiers, prisoners, patrimony. Dispose of them of me. The walls are thine. Witness the world that I create thee here, my lord and master.
Mean you to enjoy him?
The let alone lies not in your goodwill,
Nor in thine, lord.
half-blooded fellow. Yes!
Let the drum strike and prove thy title mine.
Stay yet. Hear reason. Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason. And in thine attaint this gilded serpent for your claim, fair sister, I do bar it in the interest of my wife. 'Tis she is subcontracted to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict your bans. If you will marry, make your loves to me. My lady is bespoke.
An interlude.
Thou art armed, Gloucester. If none appear to prove upon thy head thy heinous, manifest, and many treasons, here is my pledge. I'll prove it upon thy heart. Ere I taste bread, thou art in nothing less than I have proclaimed thee.
Sick. Sick.
If not, I ne'er trust medicine.
There's my exchange. What in the world he is that names me traitor? Villain like he lies.
Trust
He that dares approach, on him, on you, who not? I will maintain my truth and honour firmly.
Trust to thy single virtue. For thy soldiers, all levied in my name, have took their discharge.
My sickness grows upon me.
She's not well. Convey her to my rooms. Let the sirens sound.
If any man of quality or degree within the lists of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the third sound of the siren. He is bold in his defence.
Let it sound. Again. Again. Who are you? Your name, your quality, and why you answer these present summons?
No, my name is Lost. My treason's tooth bare, gnawn, and canker bit. Yet I am as noble as the adversary I come to cope. What's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
Himself! What sayest thou to him?
Draw thy blade. That of my speech offend a noble heart. Thy arm may do thee justice. Here is mine. Maugre thy strength, youth, place, and eminence. Despite thy victor blade, and fire new fortune, thy valour and thy heart, thou art a traitor! False to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father! Conspirant against this high illustrious prince! Sayest thou no? This blade and my best spirits are bent to prove upon thy heart thou liest!
In thy wisdom I should ask thy name. But since thy outside seems so fair and warlike, and of thy tongue some say of breeding breeds, back do I toss these treasons to thy head, with the hell-hated lie overwhelm thy heart, which, though they do but pass by and scarcely bruise, this blade shall give them way, where they shall rest forever!
Worse than any name, read thine own evil. That, no tearing, lady. Knows thou this message?
Say if I do, the laws are mine, not thine! Who can arraign me for it? Ask me not what I know!
Go after her. She's desperate. Govern her.
What thou hast charged me with, I have done, and more, much more. The time will bring it out. 'Tis past, and so am I. But tell me, what art thou that hath this fortune on me?
Let's exchange charity. I'm no less in blood than thou art, Edmund. My name is Edgar, and thy father's son.
The wheel is come full circle, brother. Here I am.
How have you known the miseries of your father?
By nursing them, my lord. List a brief tale, and when 'tis told, oh, that my heart would break. The bloody proclamation to escape that followed me so near taught me to shift into a madman's rags, to assume a semblance that very dogs disdained. And in this habit met I my father with his bleeding rings. Precious stones new lost. Became his guide. Begged for him, led him, saved him from despair. Never, oh fault, revealed myself unto him until some half hour passed when I was armed. Not sure, though hoping of this good success. I asked his blessing, and from first to last told him my pilgrimage. His flawed heart, alack, too weak the conflict to support, twixt two extremes of passion, joy and grief, burst smilingly.
This speech of yours hath moved me, and shall perchance do good. But speak you on, brother. You look as if you had more to say.
Whilst I was big in clamour came there in a man who, having seen me in my worst estate, shunned my abhorred society. But then finding who 'twas that so endured, with his strong arms he fastened on my neck, and bellowed out as he'll burst heaven, threw him on my father, told the most piteous tale of Lear and him that ever ear received, which in recounting his grief grew puissant, and the strings of life began to crack. Twice then the siren sounded, and there I left him tranced. 'Twas the banished Kent, who in disguise followed his enemy king, did him service improper for a slave.
Help! 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 Oh, help!
What means that bloody knife?
It came from the heart of... Oh, she's dead! Your lady, sir, your lady, and her sister by her is poisoned. She hath confessed it!
I am come to bid my king and master good night.
Speak, Edmund. Where's the king and where's Cordelia?
I pant for life. Some good I mean to do, despite of mine own nature. Quickly send to the prison, bid no delay. For my writ is on the life of Lear and Cordelia.
Run, run, oh haste thee for thy life!
He hath commissioned from me and thy wife to hang Cordelia in her cell and lay the blame upon her own despair that she foredid herself.
The gods defend her. Attend him hence a while.
Oh, you are men of stones. She's gone forever. I know when one is dead and when one lives. She's dead as earth. Lend me a looking glass. If her breath missed the stone, why then she lives. It is a chance which does redeem all sorrows that ever I have felt.
Oh, my good master!
I pray thee away!
His noble Kent, your friend!
Plague upon you! Murderers, traitors all. I might have saved her. Cordelia, stay a little. What is't thou sayest? The breath was ever soft, gentle and low, an excellent thing in woman. I killed the slave that was hanging me. Mine eyes are not of the best. Are you not Kent?
The same. Your Kent. Where is your servant, Caius?
Oh, he's a good fellow. I can tell you that. He'll strike and quickly too. He's dead and rotten.
I am the very man that from the first of your difference and decay have followed your sad steps.
Aye. So I think.
He knows not what he says. And vain it is that we present us to him.
Edmund is dead.
You lords and noble friends, hear our intent. What comfort that may come to this great decay shall come may be applied. For us, we will resign during the life of this old majesty to him our absolute power. To you, your rights, to boot and such addition as your honours have more than merited. All friends shall taste the wages of their virtue. All foes, the cup of their deservings. Oh, see.
My poor fool is hanged. No! No! No life. Why should a horse, a dog, a rat have life? And thou, no breath at all? Thou come no more? Never? Never? Never. 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 Pray you, undo. Do you see this? Look. Look. No, look, her lips. Look there. Look. There.
He faints! My lord! Break, heart! I prithee break.
Wake up, my lord!
Vex not his ghost. I'll let him pass. He hates him much that would on the rack of this tough life stretch him out longer.
He is gone, indeed.
The wonder is he hath endured so long. He but usurped his life.
Bear them hence. The present business is general woe. Friends of my soul, you twain rule in this realm.
I have a journey, sir. shortly to go. My master calls me. I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say.
The oldest have borne the most. We that are young shall never see so much, nor live so long.